What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Poke Office. My name is Colin. Today's video, we are looking at how to submit cards to PSA. So we're just going to dive right into the website and I'm going to do a submission. I got like 60 some cards in front of me that we're going to go through. I'm probably not going to show you all 60 some cards because that would just be a really boring video, but I'm going to share with you what I do. And if you haven't watched my previous video, it's like the homework that you need to do to prepare your cards for PSA, like making sure you have a centering tool and looking at all the corners and making sure there's no whitening. Like, I'm not one to submit to PSA just on a whim and hope that it gets a good grade. I am doing the homework beforehand to make sure that like my cards have a good chance at getting that Gem Mint 10. In my first like 3 or 4 submissions, I've gotten a really high percentage rate of getting the Gem Mint 10s because I only submit cards that I think have a really, really good shot. So I'll link that. It'll be up here, I think, somewhere, and it'll be in the description as well. Before we get to the PSA website, I have a giveaway going on that I've announced. Once I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away lots of stuff. Here's the first one. It's these 2 Gem Mint 10 cards from PSA, the Voltorb and the Electrode from Japanese Classic Collection, both Gem Mint 10s. So that's the first giveaway that I've announced for hitting 10,000 subscribers coming up. The next announcement will be at 9,500 subscribers, so stay tuned, but make sure to be subscribed to the channel with bell notifications on. Hit the like button on past, present, and future videos for me. It really does help my videos get out to more people. And then leave a comment letting me know if you've ever submitted to PSA, or if you want to, or if you like PSA or BGS or whatever, CGC. I like PSA the best personally. I just think it's the gold standard in my opinion. I like that Gem Mint 10 and I like the red and white on the label. So that's it. Let's get to the site and see what's going on. Okay, so here we are. I'm on the PSA website. I'm already logged in, so I'm going to click the submit button in the top right here. Then we're just going to click the start. So I already have the PSA Collectors Club subscription. It was $99 US for the year. Moving forward, I just got an email this week actually that it's going up to $149, so $150 US, which kind of sucks. It's more expensive, but I mean, they're saying they're adding more value. It is what it is. But we're going to click new submission right here and just get right to it. We're doing trading cards, standard size, so that's normal. Select and continue. Grading, I'm not doing autograph or anything like that. We're just doing the grading. So we'll continue with that. And then I'm doing a bulk submission. So you have to have, I think you have to have 20 items minimum. I have like 60 something, so it's going to be fine. $14.99. You have to be part of the Collectors Club to get access to that, and it has a $200 max declared value. So just talking about max declared value, there's so many opinions on this, but I've gotten away with I've submitted quite a few cards that have a little bit more than the declared value, and to my level of understanding, it's just more or less an insurance issue. So if there's something that happens to the card, or if it gets lost at PSA, then they're gonna give you your declared value back on insurance. So if you submit a $1,000 card but only declare it as a $200 card, then you're only gonna get $200 back. So that's a little bit of an issue. The other thing that PSA says on their website in the FAQ section is that if you submit a card and under-declares value by so much, they can just upcharge you and you have to pay for the appropriate service level. So, I mean, it's really up to you what you like to do. The issue that I've had, one time I submitted 2 submissions in the same package. One was the bulk and one was like the value. So that's like a $25 submission, I believe. And then they shipped it back separately to me, so I had to pay shipping twice, which was kind of a bummer because shipping to Canada is not very cheap. So like instead of paying $60 shipping once, I paid $60 shipping twice because they submitted the one value submission back to me, and then they submitted the bulk submission back to me. So let's get back to this page. Last thing, trading card bulk is what we're doing, 200 max declared value. And select and continue. That should bring us to a screen where we're just starting to search for the cards that we're doing. Okay, so here are the cards that I'm going to start with. These are the ones that I am going in with. The Charizard EX from Paldean Fates, absolute beauty. Rayquaza VMAX from Evolving Skies. A Pikachu Gray Felt Hat. Charizard VMAX from Shining Fates, Charizard VMAX from Champion's Path, and the Charizard V from Champion's Path. Got a whole bunch others, but we're going to start with these ones and see. So we have this Charizard EX to start with. So let's go back to the site here, and we're just going to start typing it in. Charizard EX, and I usually like to go, this card is number 234 out of 091. So okay, so I just realized that my screen glitched there for a minute as I was searching the Charizard, but basically what happens, sometimes it's like hard to find, especially when you're getting started. So I had typed in Charizard EX 234, and it wasn't coming up with the Paldean Fates Charizard. So what I like to do occasionally, especially if I'm having a hard time finding the card, is I'll try and go search on eBay and find the card there, and that's going to list off like the whole label of a PSA card for that specific card. So let's go to eBay. Okay, so I'm on eBay, and I just searched for the Charizard Paldean Fates PSA 10, and check this out right here. So we can just read this off. 2024 Pokemon PAFEN Charizard EX. So that's what we're going to start typing in to PSA. So we had 2024 Pokemon PAF. That's what we need to do. Okay, so it said 2024 Pokemon PAFEN. So that's going to should bring us up to Paldean Fates. And now we are going to type in Charizard EX, and the card number is 234. So let's see if that brings it up. All right, that's looking pretty good. 2024 Pokemon PAFEN Paldean Fates 234 Charizard EX Special Illustration Rare. That's looking good. I have one of them, and the declared value, remember our max is 200. That's what I'm going to do. 200. Max declared value, like you should be estimating somewhere around the value of the card. Okay, we're going to save that, and just as easy as that. So that's card number 1. So now it's really important to keep your cards in the correct order. So here's my first card, and I just typically like lay it face down in front of me here and then move on to the next. So my next one is the Rayquaza VMAX from Evolving Skies. So let's see if we can just actually capture it without going to eBay. So I'm going to type in, I think Evolving Skies was 2022, but I'm just going to type in Pokemon, and then it is Evolving Skies. So let's just type in Evolving Skies. And then, there we go, Sword and Shield, Evolving Skies, and this card number is 218 out of 203. Okay? So 218. Let's see if that brings it up. Okay, full art, Rayquaza VMAX, French Secret. So that's not what we're looking for, right? So we want to make sure we're selecting the English one. 2021 Pokemon Sword and Shield Evolving Skies 218 full art Rayquaza VMAX Secret. All right. If it doesn't have any other language, like see this one says German, this one says Portuguese, Italian, Spanish. So we want the one that doesn't say anything, just Rayquaza VMAX Secret. I have one of them, declared value. I'm going to put it at the max again, save, and we're good to go. Put that card to the side. Our next card is the Pikachu with gray felt hat. So let's see if we can bring it up. Pokemon, I'm just going to say promo, and then Pikachu with gray felt hat. Just type it in there, see if it comes up. Van Gogh postcard. So it's not the postcard. We want Pokemon SVP. So Scarlet and Violet promo. English. Scarlet and Violet Black Star promo. 085 Pikachu with gray felt hat Pokemon. All right, there we go. One. Another declared value of 200. And we're going to save that. So we're almost, we're getting there. Next card I have is the Charizard VMAX from Shining Fates. So we're going to say Pokemon Shining Fates Charizard VMAX. And the number on this one is SV107 out of SV122. See if we can find it. This one might be one where we have to go to eBay. SV107. Let's see if it brings something up. There we go. 2021 Pokemon Sword and Shield Shining Fates SV107 full art Charizard VMAX. Okay, there's no other There's no other language on there, so I think that's the right one. This one says Spanish, Italian, French. So I'm going to go with this one here. We have 200, save. And as you can see here, it's starting to list these down. So once again, it's important because PSA actually makes sure that you put your cards in the correct order. Otherwise, you get charged extra, which is crazy. So I got 2 more cards to go through before. I'm not going to bore you with a bunch of other ones, but this is just kind of the process that I take. So the next one is from Champion's Path. So I'm going to write in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think that's probably a better way to do it. Once you have found one of them, see how PSA actually names them. So below here, we have Pokemon Sword and Shield Shining Fates. So this one I'm going to say Pokemon Sword and Shield Champion's Path. And then the card number on this one is 074 out of 073. So we're going to write 074. Okay. And that should bring us, there we go, 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield Champion's Path 074 Full Art Charizard VMAX Secret. Easy game. So once you have figured out how PSA names that era of Pokemon cards, it's pretty easy to find. Whereas Scarlet and Violet era is a little bit different than Sword and Shield era, is a little bit different than Sun and Moon era. They're all a little bit different, but once you know, it's not too bad. Okay, last card we're going to go through is my Charizard V from Champion's Path. So that should be the same thing. Pokemon Sword and Shield Champion's Path. And this one is number 079. Okay, 079. And we should get the Charizard V. 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield Champion's Path 079. Full Art Charizard V Secret. There, we're loving it. 200. Save. And now we have our full list here. Okay. Now, we got to make sure that all of these are in the correct order. So here they are. Once again, I still have them in the correct order. We got Charizard EX from Paldean Fates, Rayquaza, Pikachu, Charizard. Okay? Now, you just got to make sure that you keep them in the correct order here. Okay, so now it's requiring a minimum of 20 items. That's what the TCG bulk service does. So I'm going to go ahead and add a bunch more cards. You don't need to watch me do that. So I'll come back once I have the full list available in front of me. Okay, so I got 33 cards in here so far, and I have a couple extra to add, but I'm just going to go through this to finish off the video. So we're going to click Proceed to Checkout, and it's going to bring a bunch of different stuff up. So number one, it's asking if we want to send items to PSA Vault so they can hold on to your submission for you or not. I don't want to do that. I want to get them back to me, so I'm going to say ship items back to me. Now I'm going to add my address and blur out my telephone number so you don't all spam me. And then we're going to just click Review Order. So I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are. I filled out my address, my phone number, asked for insured shipping. And here it says, because I'm in Canada, it says import, export fees, duties, and taxes are at the expense of the submitting customer. So I already know that I am having to pay import and export fees and duties, which really sucks, but it is what it is. Just an extra cost. So now the next thing we're going to just review, blah, blah, blah. Insured return shipping, $84.99. Expensive. Okay, your payment will not be charged until your order is complete and ready to be shipped back to you. So that's kind of cool. You can make an order and you're not going to get charged until they actually ship it. And that's true. That's worked on every time I've done this. Okay, so we're going to click Review Order. Not too bad. And if you don't do it, it's fine. You can always go back and edit it. Okay, so kind of the last main step here. I mean, you have to ship your stuff out. So the recommended way of doing it is have your stack of cards, and they're all in card savers here. Okay, and now we're going to put these card savers, the stack, with some cardboard. So I have my cardboard cut out. I'm going to put one there, one on top as well. Hold those securely in place. Now I'm going to use an elastic band to hold this together. Not too tight. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. Okay, so I put one, shaking the camera, one on both sides. They're in there pretty good. So that's just an extra layer of protection. But now the next step, I'm going to bubble wrap the crap out of this because these, there's a lot of value worth of cards in here. So I want them to be very well protected. Okay. Okay, so I have my bubble wrap here. I'm just going to start going to town on it, and we're just going to roll it up a little bit. Okay, so, I mean, there's literally lots and lots of value worth of cards here. I'm going to find some tape. Okay, got a piece of tape, so we'll start. So there's like the first wrap. Okay, now I'm going to do it the other way around as well. Okay, so here we go. I got another thing of bubble wrap, and I'm just going to go over there and keep rolling it. I mean, I want this sucker to be really well protected. So there we go. Okay, now we got a nice big bundle here. Going to tape this together, and that goes in the box. Okay, so that big bubble wrap goes in the box along with your paperwork that you print out on your printer. You sign the paperwork and make sure to write in the spaces where it tells you, and you put the little barcode sticker on the outside of the box, and then you ship it. I always put as much shipping insurance as I can on it because there's literally thousands of dollars worth of cards in here, so I don't want to be on the hook for that. But that's really it. So I think that's where we're going to end the learning part of the video here. And now, of course, we got to open up some cards. Maybe, just maybe, I'll pull a special illustration rare from Temporal Forces to add to this submission. I'm looking forward to it. So let's see how it goes, and hopefully you learn something. I'll flip the screen around. All right, come on. So by the time it's all said and done, like, submitting to PSA is a bit of a lengthy process. It always, like, I don't do it enough so that I'm like really, really familiar with it. So it always takes me a couple minutes to kind of remember what I'm doing. But once you get into the swing of it, like as I was going through all 33 of those cards, the first couple took me a little while to find them. And then after that, it's like you copy and paste a little bit, and pretty quick you're finding the cards right away. You type in the declared value and you're ready to rock and roll. So it's not too bad, but it is a lengthy process because I pre-inspect all the cards that I send or that people send through me. Make sure the centering's good. Make sure there's not like any white nicks or any scratches that you wouldn't notice like without a 30-second inspection of the card. So that's always good to do. And then actually putting them through PSA, like I only showed you 5 or 6 cards. When you have 60 card submission, like this is probably an hour-long process, and then you pack it all up, and then you go over the paperwork like 2 or 3 times to make sure you didn't screw up and make sure that they're all in the right order and whatnot. So it's a bit of a lengthy process, but it's certainly a lot of fun, especially when you get the notification on your phone on the PSA app that they're ready, the grades are ready. I mean, that is some exciting times for sure. So I like the process. It's a fun process, a very expensive process though, if I'm being honest with you. Especially like in Canada, we're paying the exchange rates. So the last time it was about a $28 to $29 per card submission fee in Canadian dollars. So in the United States, it's not going to be that much because shipping's quite a bit cheaper. And ooh, Relicanth, illustration rare. Okay. Got a decent hit here. I would like to get something a little more substantial than that, but Temporal Forces is a tough one. But yeah, shipping I would suspect is a lot cheaper in the United States, and you don't have to pay the duties and taxes and fees at the border, so that would also be helpful, but it is what it is. I mean, I've made videos about it before, but if you can get the Gem Mint 10s, like, you're going to do well. So that's really what it comes down to. If you get a Mint 9, you're probably maybe break even, maybe even lose a couple bucks. But probably worth the risk, I guess. Come on. Torterra EX. Ultra rare. All right. 3 hits so far, 3 packs left. Could be an okay video. Still searching for my own special illustration rare out of the set. Haven't pulled one for myself yet. What are you thinking about Temporal Forces? It's been the weekend now. This video is pre-recorded a little bit because I was out of town on the weekend. So we'll be back to the market updates coming up shortly for Temporal Forces. But what are you thinking about the set? The pull rates, from what I've seen, are extremely tough, which may or may not actually be a good thing in terms of the prices for the cards, but time will tell for sure. Definitely looking forward to having this new set to rip into for the next month or so, and then Pokemon is moving fast. Like, Twilight Masquerade is already announced, and it's not that far off, to be honest with you. So Pokemon's always moving. This is the last pack. Come on, baby. Nada. And a Torterra. I guess today was all about the Torterra EX. Okay. 4 hits actually is not really that bad, but nothing too crazy. The Torterra EX Ultra Rare and the Relicanth Illustration Rare, not too shabby. That's going to do it for me at the Poke Office. Hopefully you learned something. Appreciate you watching the videos. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button for me. Leave a comment. That enters you into the draw. Once I hit 10,000 subscribers, there's going to be lots of giveaways. So looking forward to that. Till my next video. Peace!